Chapter 5, Small Business, Entrepreneurship, and Franchises by Brock Reed. Small businesses are the backbone of the economy in America, almost taking 100% in terms of percentage of all employer firms in America. This means that they make up all of the business in America. And every business has start as a small business. They don't just start big. They start from the bottom and they go to the top. Small businesses are an easy way to gain revenue and fair wages and fair hours without having the education or experience required in their field. Small Business Collective makes up about 42% of payroll in the private sector in America. This means that half of the wages in the private sector in America are paid by small business owners. This is a very big amount, and without small business, we wouldn't have much of the payroll that we do. People don't have the experience in education, and if they want to have the experience in education, they might have to work at a small business to gain the wages, to get a college degree, or get a trade degree or something of that sort. Making a small business takes about $600 in less than a week. It can be done very easy, but there are things you need before you make a small business. The amount of small businesses in America is amazing. They generate most of the revenue, and they are an easy way for people who don't desire to create a company or just want to start something themselves to really hone in on their craft. And like I said, opportunities in small businesses are endless. Teenagers and college students alike work at small businesses to earn wages and maybe stay local in order for them to get a better degree or education or just get money. There are questions you should ask yourself before starting a small business. Do I want to start a business? Am I motivated enough? Am I responsible enough? What if it fails? What would my family think? Things like that. What if I have to drop a career for a small business? How do I maintain the people in my small business? How do I manage that? There are many questions you have to ask yourself before starting a small business and making it successful, because you don't want to hinder other people if you fail your own small business. Being an entrepreneur takes a different degree of personality to really create something. You have to be a different person. You have to be sort of a beast. You have to strive for something. You have to stay motivated. You have to help yourself and others in the same way to create something for a business and in a community. You're managing for other people. You have your own idea, and you really have to stay responsible to do this. Entrepreneurs are just a different breed, and you have to stay that different breed to really make it successful. Every small business starts from the bottom. Any small business, any corporation, any franchise starts from the bottom, and an entrepreneur creates those. My favorite restaurant in the whole world was started in Hapeville, Georgia by Truett Cathy and his brother Ben whenever Truett got dismembered from the Army in the 1940s. He really dedicated his life to his craft. He created Christian morals and great motivation and idea to make something of nothing. He had one small restaurant in Hapeville called the Dwarf House, and it started as a very small business, and it's now a $1.6 billion fast food empire and controls a lot of the fast food empire in America. He is the epitome of what I call an entrepreneur. He really strived for something, and he made the best of it, and that's what counts. One CEO that I really like, named Derek Hudson, has a quote, and it talks about the American dream in new trails and about believing in yourself. You have a mission. You have a mission to do things for yourself and for others. You have to inspire others to join you in that journey. And entrepreneurs are a different kind of person. He says they are reckless. You have to be reckless to create a business and to create the best of it. And I think that's a really good quote for motivation for entrepreneurs. If you really want to be an entrepreneur, go ahead and do it. More than 70% of Americans would rather have their own business or be their own boss than work for someone else. Entrepreneurs are not everyone. They have to be motivated, patient, creative, have to have a work ethic like no other. And if you really can't start a business, don't. You have to really ask yourself things before you start your business. If you really have an idea, go for it. But there are certain things you need before you start one, and you have to be a different kind of person. Like I said, there are questions to ask yourself if you're fit to be an entrepreneur. Are you motivated enough? Are you responsible? Do you have the morals? Are you ready to take that big leap into making a business or being an entrepreneur? Do you have enough money? Do you have a backbone to this? Do you have a plan B? What if it fails? Is your idea good enough to take this risk? Are you fit for this? These are questions you really have to ask yourself before hindering others. Franchises are small businesses that really spread out and expanded into many places in the world or country. There are advantages and disadvantages of making a franchise, like growth of profit and spread of your product, and you're creating more jobs for the economy, and you're really diversifying yourself and your establishment. There's some disadvantages though. It's just more to maintain. What if your core idea is just gone? What do you do if your core idea is gone? And how do you maintain that core idea and create a good business? There are questions you should ask yourself before making this franchise. Are you ready for this commitment? What if it loses its core value? What if you don't want a franchise? What if you want to stay a couple of businesses and not make a franchise and have to sell your idea to someone else? Where do you do this? How do you efficiently do it? Where do you see yourself in 10 years franchising? Honestly, you could be a small business owner as an entrepreneur, franchising, corporation level, anything. Just know that businesses like these, like small businesses and franchises, make up most of this country. Small businesses make up 99.7% of this country. They're the backbone of this country. Franchises are a big part of this country and any economy in the world. They're really what drives an economy and sets it in stone. If you want to start a business or create a franchise, go for it. Examine yourself and just go for it. And thus concludes my presentation.